So before we start, let's welcome each and everyone here. To formally welcome you all, I would like to call Dr. Sri Priya Shah Ji to welcome the gatherings.
Thank you, Tanishma. Thank you, everyone, for, as Tanishma said, it is a nice Sunday afternoon. The climate is so cool and very much rainy. So we are happy that you have joined in this wonderful session. It is a very important session for nutritionists and dietitians because sustainable nutrition, when it comes to marine ecosystem, there is a very minimal things we are following in Indian culture, because we commonly use fishes or crabs, and at the most we can go for up to oyster. But there are many other prebiotic and probiotic substances are there from marine culture. So we'll learn more about this in today's session. And I humbly welcome Dr. Vaishak, and we sincerely thank him for joining us today's session. He immediately accepted and joined us in spite of his busy schedule. So we welcome you, Dr. Vaishak. And about Dr. Vaishak, he is an ARS scientist specialized in fisheries resource management. His research is primarily focused on marine biodiversity and ecology, encompassing taxonomy, economic ecosystem modeling, and climate change issues. Dr. Vaishak's work provides data and insights crucial for informing sustainable marine resource management policies. He holds a PhD in fisheries resource management and has contributed to research in both inland fishery management and marine environment management. His current project portfolio includes assessments of coral reef resilience, jellyfish bloom dynamics, and the impacts of external weather events on marine fisheries. We welcome you, sir. And we welcome all the participants for the wonderful session.
Thank you so much. Ma'am, are you continuing?
Yes, please.
Yeah, yes, please. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. I think Dr. Vaishak is here. So
Yes, sir.
I think everyone is ready to listen Dr. Vaishak sir's session today. So over to you, sir.
Sir, can you hear us?
Hi, good evening, madam. Hello.
Hi, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Actually, some problem with my mic. Okay.
No, sir, it's very much clear now.
Okay. So can we start, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very good evening, all. I hope all can. I'm audible. All can hear me well. So we will start with the presentation that marine ecosystems and the future of sustainable nutrition. I hope I am talking with some nutritionists and dietitians mostly. So very good afternoon all. This that's interestingly that a vital for our global health, this marine ecosystem and the health of our planet. Actually, our focus is mostly our focus is always on an optimal health outcome. So this through this presentation, we will explore we will try to understand our ocean, because we know that there is so much still we need to understand about our ocean. Well, still the research is going on, nothing is final. So through this presentation, I will try to give you an overall picture about the marine ecosystem. What are the possible source of nutrition from the marine ecosystem? Basically, I'm a marine biologist, and I'm doing some work on ecology and conservation and ecology management and modeling. So through this presentation, I'm trying to give you some idea about the marine ecosystem as a whole and the possible nutritional sources from the marine ecosystem. So we will see everything from a traditional aspects to the right now what is some updated things in the field of marine ecosystem and the sources of food from marine ecosystem. First, so let me share my presentation. Is it clear, madam? My slide. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Clear. Yes, yes.
It's moving, no? The slide is moving, no?
Yes, slide.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. This just discuss about the marine biodiversity for a global food security and some health perspective. Please give me some time. So coming to the global first, before going to the presentation, these details, we will just begin by acknowledging the immense challenges we are facing in current scenario that is facing globally. That is the dual burden of malnutrition. Malnutrition, you all know, and about 2 billion people globally are suffering from hidden hunger. Mostly about a chunk of Indian population is also suffering from hidden hunger and malnutrition, mostly wasting diseases, then stunting of growth, and so many other malnutrition. Still we are trying to cover these things, but there is a slight decrease in the numbers recently, but it is not reducing much. So there is also some this India, the challenge is particularly very much acute nowadays, and we see a high prevalence of these iron deficiencies and anemia of reproductive children that is affecting their cognitive developments, etc. And there is a vitamin deficiency, zinc deficiency, and also significant concerns across various demographics. Then there is a diet-related non-communicable diseases like diabetes and cardiovascular diseases that is on a grow, and it is linked to the unhealthy dietary patterns and the micronutrient imbalances we are facing nowadays. So, linking all this together, what we need, the diet burden is compounded by the unsustainability of our current food system, and which that is the depletion in our natural resources and the uneven sharing of the resources, because the resource is not completely shared among the population, because it's such a huge population we have, and the resources are not we are not sharing it properly. And the population, a major chunk of the population is not aware about the dietary benefits or how to utilize the resources in that way, that in such a way that they can utilize the whole nutritional components of that resource. So in that case, we need the urgent call for a planetary health diet that underscores the need for a food system that can nourish both humanity and the whole planet simultaneously. Because that means the sustainable growth is essential, that will protect our ecosystem and our health concerns. Coming to the marine ecosystem, that is today our topic is the marine ecosystem. This is we can consider it as a bionutrient reservoir, because the ocean that covers about 70% of our whole planet, and it is an unparalleled biofactory, we can say. That is, it hosts leading to a vast array of biochemical compounds and these nutritional profiles we have. And coming to the marine ecosystem, to the statistics, we can see an upward trend coming in the latest statistics is showing that there is an upward trend in the worldwide seafood consumption over the last 6 decades. And consumption, and it is growing going on increasing. And comparatively, that India is a lead producer in marine fishes and shellfishes, and also all the resources. India is leading. It is almost among the top producers in the world. So yeah, but the serious problem is that we are almost exploiting our 90% of our marine fish populations worldwide, and that 90% of our these fishes resources, as per the data, is or either depleted, overfished, or it is completely exploited. So that thing with that with that thing that with by highlighting that aspect, I am going into this topic, that is the essential nutrient synthesis. That is, we can consider this marine ecosystem as a bio reservoir, bio nutrient reservoir, and many marine organisms are primary producers, and they form a that is a, we can say, a lower trophic level. I think you all know that about the food web and the lower trophic level. Lower trophic level means that it is most of them are primary producers, and they are bioaccumulators and concentrating essential nutrients like these omega-3 fatty acids, and which are very much critical for the human health. Furthermore, the marine organism often exist in such an extreme marine conditions. They are thriving in such a conditions that helps them to accumulate certain bioactive molecules with the potential for therapeutic application. We are now discovering, and we are trying to explore this type of molecules from the ocean, and we are trying to use it for human benefits. Then coming to this is a wild aspect. This means from the wild collection, from the wild, that is available in the wild. Coming in addition to that, we are practicing marine aquaculture. That is, we are culturing the fish or farming in the controlled conditions. That will helps to reduce that footprints. That means to reduce the carbon footprints compared to the terrestrial agriculture practices, and it is making India's the relevant for India as a resource constrained agriculture landscape. So because we have less land resource, the land is not accessible to for all. So this marine aquaculture is paving a way for that producing more food to meet the demand of growing population. Hello, madam. It's clear, no? I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible and clear.
Okay. Because it's online, that's why I'm just confirming.
Yeah.
And there is heavy rain also, so the network issue is there. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
So coming to the anthropogenic impact, because with the exploitation, the impact it will come side by with along with that. It is a package. So once we start exploiting something, there will be serious stress on the system. So coming to the anthropogenic impacts, the main thing is, unfortunately, there is human activities exerts immense pressure on our system. So we know that all of you are most people South Indians mostly eat these marine fishes. Most of people are coastal area, near to the coastal area, consume some marine fishes. The fish is a major part of the diet. So now the fishes are exploiting in that a way that it is now over exploited, or the stock is getting depleted. And we know that marine every resource available, it is not renewable. Renewable means we can't continuously exploit it without any problem. It is a non-renewable resource. So at a part after we cross a particular limit, everything lose its resilience or the elasticity, that is to recover to the normal state, the ability to recover to the normal state. It will lose that resilience, and if we go on exploiting the same things, it will go total depletion or a decline, or destroy. It will destroy the whole population. So now the situation is like that. We are going, our number of fishing vessels are more, and we are going on exploiting the fishes totally on the fishes, because most people are eating fishes only, focusing on particularly on fishes, and fishes are mostly exploited. And compared to the aquaculture or the culture practice, our capture is more. Contribution of the capture fisheries is more, and we are trying to exploit more from the capture fisheries. And another thing is the climate change. Climate change, we all know the climate change is a very hot topic nowadays. The climate change is impacting nowadays. We can see so many effect of climate change like droughts, overflood, heavy floods, like that. Serious, very heavy, rough seas, or when increase in the number of alerts, or like these. Red alerts and all are getting frequency are getting more. So the climate change is a serious impact nowadays, and it is creating a web of challenges. First one is the ocean warming. Ocean warming that alters the fish migration and physiology of the fishes. It is affecting the whole total nature of the fish. It is affecting all fish and other marine organism. Everything is affected by this ocean warming. Because all the things available are depending upon salinity, temperature, they have a great impact on the organism. So it's even a single 1.5 degrees Celsius increase in the temperature will impact its whole distribution and physiology. So this ocean warming is creating a serious issue. This next one is the ocean acidification. That's the decrease in the pH of the ocean, and it is mostly affecting the calcifying organisms. Then our small microbes like phytoplanktons, we can say that is a primary producer of the ocean, and it is the basic food, this trophic level of the ocean, and the primary producers are consumed by the fishes, and it is a major thing that is determining the whole food web of the ocean. So the primary producers are getting impacted to this ocean acidification. Their shell structures are getting impacted, and it will finally impact our ecosystem. So, and next come the harmful algal blooms, because nowadays we are monitoring INCOIS, NIO, National Institute of Oceanography, VCMFRI, we are all monitoring these harmful algal blooms. Nowadays, the harmful algal blooms, the algal blooms means the increase in the concentration. You all can see like colorful water in ocean, or bioluminescence during the night time in some like our Malappuram coast and all, some sea coastal areas we can see bioluminescence. This is a algal due to some algal overgrowth. These algal blooms, we can say it as an algal blooms will create serious problems like lesser oxygen, and it will affect the living organisms in the ocean. It is looking very beautiful, but below the water, it is creating a very serious issues. So nowadays this frequency is getting increased, and it is causing a serious problem to the shellfishes and toxins and fish kills, etc. Next is the pollution and contaminants. The pollution is another serious issue. First one is plastic. Everyone know about plastics. Plastic is the very another important topic nowadays, and the major concern now is the microplastics. Microplastics is the smallest version coming to another is nanoplastic level of plastics is there. These things are now going to accumulate in of the fishes and other marine organisms, and finally when we eat it, finally it will reaches our system also, human beings also. Another thing is the heavy metal pollution, that is the bioaccumulation in the predatory fishes. That is the bioaccumulation that happens in the food web that will finally reaches the human beings. These pollutants are reaching the ocean through industrial effluents or the agriculture runoff that is causing these problems. Next one is the okay. Next one is the marine fishes. The marine fishes that we will start with the different sources of nutrition. And first one, I am starting with the marine fishes. Marine fishes are core nutritional contributors. As I said, we are exploiting marine fishes. Fishes are the first thing coming to mind when we say about the seafood. So fishes are the exploiting primarily for the nutrition. So it is an essential source of macro and micronutrients. And just focus on the some of the important nutrient values. We can see that essential amino acids, that is they are providing, these fishes are providing a very essential amino acids that is very much crucial for our muscle synthesis, enzyme functions, and even satiation, and very important for the weight management. So we can consider is an alternative for certain animal meats, because in you can see, if we look into the data, we can see that the per capita fish consumption, that is 1961, it was 9.1 kg per year. So nowadays, now it is or the global per capita fish consumption was about 20.7 kg per year for per person per year globally. And in global aspect, if you see, about 20% of the 20% of the protein intake is through fish. That from base animal source. Animal source is fish only. 20% of the protein intake is through fish only. But in coming to India, developing countries like India, it is 50%. 50% of the protein intake by the people is through fish. So that shows that how much important is the fish is. The fish they are providing essential, very much essential fatty acids like the long chain omega-3 fatty acids. It is mostly abundant in the fatty fishes like our mackerel, ayala, matti. We say matti. Then this small anchovies. We can see so many. This some of the images photos I gave. Pomfrets. These are very rich source of these fatty acids, and they have a very great cardiovascular health and providing cardiovascular health and neurological function, visual acuity, and anti-inflammatory pathways. These are some important fish species of we are consuming, and in addition to this, beyond this omega-3 fatty acids, fishes are also essential source of vitamin D, that is essential for the bone health, then immune regulation and mood regulator. They are also a significant source of vitamin B12 and critical for the energy metabolism and nerve function. This is essential for bone health and also our critical for our energy. Then finally, it is a rich source of key minerals rich in iodine and selenium. Selenium is an antioxidant, zinc for immune function, and phosphorus, that is for the bone health. This fish is a totally a good source of almost all micro and macronutrients. Consistent access. Consistent means if we keep taking fish for a small quantity for a long time for this micronutrient, it is very essential and it will maintain our whole health in that line. Next is regarding sustainable wild fisheries, because sustainability is a part of our this topic. So sustainable wild fisheries ensuring it will ensure a continued access to the nutrition, because sustainable fisheries is very much essential. Otherwise, as I told, it will cause to the total depletion of the resources. As aquaculture is growing, but that we are not totally dependent upon aquaculture. So the things are need to be managed so much so well that sustainable management of the wild fisheries is very paramount. So ecosystem-based fisheries management is one topic that is a holistic approach. That is a management approach that we are adopting. That is for a we are dealing with all the predatory dynamics, habitat health, ecosystem services to maintain a long-term productivity and nutrient flow. Another thing is the harvest control rules. We all aware about the troll ban. Now it is troll ban is practicing in India. This troll ban is we are insisting this to implement this troll ban based on the data of the breeding season. It is a major breeding season of most of the marine fishes of the along the coast. So this type of measures we are implementing to control the over exploitation on the resources. Another one is the mesh size ban, mesh size of the this gear, and also the bycatch reduction devices. Now the innovation of such type of devices to save the marine turtles and also the marine mammals like dolphins. These type of innovations are also coming, and this type helps to minimize the incidental catches of these non-targeted fish species. And certain fishery improvement projects are also implemented by collaboration between NGOs, government, and these industries. This will they are trying to give more sustainable practices and improving the long-term supply of healthy and ethically sourced marine food. Next is aquaculture. Coming to the aquaculture, the nutritional consideration, that is a farmed seafood. It is coming because in the future it will be the growing contributor coming in the future, because nowadays, as I told, the natural resources are getting declining day by day, and to meet the need of the growing population and our consumption on the fish is growing, and to meet the need, we need to focus on the culture aspect. Culture means we need to culture the fish in a controlled condition. So India is the second largest producer, aquaculture producer based on the data, and the first one is China. After China, we are the second largest aquaculture producer, contributed significantly to the global seafood supply. Because we have a huge export of the seafood also, marine captured wild catch seafoods like shrimps, the squids. We are exporting these things also, but in addition to that, we are the second largest aquaculture producer also. Then, from a nutritional perspective, it is important to recognize that the nutrient profile of the farmed fish will vary. As I told you, when we catch a fish from the wild, the fish is totally taking the natural food available in the ocean. But when we are growing it in the farm or in the sea cages, the its total food habit is changing, and its nutrient profile will also vary. The nutrient profile of the farmed fish, that will depend upon the feed composition, that what feed we are giving to them, and what the time we are giving, and how much frequently we are given. That flesh formation, that farming practices, everything will determine the quality of that farmed fish. Another thing is the feed conversion ratio, that we can say that our aquaculture, that you can see a picture right side, that is showing the FCR of fishes. FCR means the feed conversion ratio. Feed conversion means the how much kg of feed is required to produce 1 kg of meat or the flesh. In coming to the fish, it is very less. That is, we can with a less amount of feed, we can create 1 kg of meat. That is 1 to 2.4. It is the FCR of fish. But in coming to the land animals, it is more high. That is showing that it is fish is a very convenient way to fish farming. Is a very convenient way, and it will reduce the carbon footprint and the greenhouse gas emissions, and it is reduce the overall resource input also. Then comes the disease management. That is, while if you are doing some intense farming, that is growing so many number of fishes in a particular farm or a particular area, it will reduce the disease risk, and there is a necessary management should be there to come to reduce that disease, the problem in that disease. And traceability is also another important thing, that is tracing the food product, that is the farmed fish product. We have to trace it back to the source, that is where it is farmed, where what are the practices adopted to farm that particular fish. That is, we can say it is so many certifications are now available. That is, we need to farm in a sustainable or in a healthy way. That is, it should not affect, because so many chemicals, antibiotics are now using. Even you know that in chicken, poultry farm and all, they are using so many chemicals. Such type of practices should be traced and should be avoided, because if it comes to a bulk production, so much malpractices will happen. So there is a enhanced traceability can provide a valuable information on feed, health, and environmental impacts, how it is produced, and what method is adopted to produce that particular fish. Then comes another one aspect is integrated multi-trophic aquaculture. That is, as I said before, it is aquaculture. I told about the fish culture, but here it is integrated multi-trophic aquaculture. In this case, we will combine a particular group of species together, like fish. Fish will be compared with, for example, I'm saying that fish will with green mussels and also seaweeds. That is a plant part is the seaweed. That is the waste nutrients from the fed species. Fed species here is the fish. The fish will be grown in the cages, and from the cage, the feed waste will go to the water, and this water, the waste will be consumed by the shellfishes, and the particulate matters will be considered by the shellfish. Shellfish means these mussels or kalumaka. We will say in Kerala, that is a mussel or a bivalve. These mussels will feed on these particular organic matters, and the dissolved inorganic nitrogen and all will be consumed by the plant part. That is the seaweeds will be grown. That will be grown near to these cages. So in this way, the total but there is a huge environmental benefit, because this will help to reduce the waste production in the water. That is, the waste will be totally removed by the whole this species, and the whole habitat will be utilized very effectively. And another thing is that it will increase the income, and it will produce the output also, because we are producing simultaneously 3 species like fish, mussels and seaweeds together for food production. So it will, with a single culture practice, we can increase the production of multiple species. That is the importance. What is the significance of these integrated multi-trophic aquaculture systems? And nowadays we are practicing so much AI. This IMTA, it is under research, it is under development, and we are practicing it in our local these village farms and local water bodies also in India, particularly involving shrimp, fish with seaweeds and bivalves, aiming for a sustainable nutrient production. Another thing is green mussels. I'm coming to the green mussel or bivalves. This is a micronutrient powerhouse. We can say that is. There is a you can see a chart in the left side. That is the plot showing some occurrence of some vitamins, iron, and zinc in the different fishes, mussels, then beef, and this chicken. That is a nutrient profile that will show how much important this green mussel is. When we talk about this micronutrient powerhouse, the green mussel and other bivalves stands out. You have the fishes that you can see that this purple colored one is the our this one. So that you can see, coming to the iron content and the zinc content, it will go very, it is very high in that things. You can see that. The muscles will stand out that in that thing, coming compared to the compared to the other compared to other organisms. That is, it is a very you can say that it is kalumekaya. Kalumekaya in Kerala is the green mussel. So the main things are the high quality lean protein. These mussels, they are the source of high quality lean protein, and then it is a feed the specific this one. This crucial for the India's this anemia burden, that is iron. This heme iron, which is a highly bioavailable, and for preventing the iron deficiency in India, we can practice this type of this bivalve consumption, because this bivalve, though it is considering in North India, it is consuming very very good consumption is there on this bivalve, that is kalumakaya, or this parna viridis or green mussel. But or the oyster, this edible oyster, Casostrea matracensis and Sacostrea. These are consumed in northern Kerala part. It is consuming, but in coming to the south Kerala and other parts of the South India, it is not consuming that much. It is not that they are not demand. There is no demand for that. So even in the northeastern coast, that Tamil Nadu and Orissa, these green mussels are coming to Kerala because the consumption is very less in that parts. But these green mussels are a very rich source in protein and iron and zinc. That is very essential for immune function and wound healing and DNA synthesis. Then powerful antioxidant that is obtained from the green mussel, that is selenium. That is very much important for our thyroid function. Then vitamin B12, then omega-3 fatty acid, EPA, that is, and DHA. These are this is very it is lower than the fishes. These omega-3 fatty acids are lower than the fishes, but it is there in a good amount in these bivalves. Then another thing is their ecological role. That is, ecological role is that they are a filter feeders. As in the prior to this that we saw that integrated multi-trophic aquaculture. In that I told you that waste coming from the fish cages are consumed by these mussels, because they are filter feeders. So this, as a filter feeder, they improve the water quality by removing the suspended particles. So in that case, it is very much important, and their cultivation is a low input and environmentally friendly, because their input is less in the culturing of these mussels. These mostly they are culturing in the backwaters or the these we can say lakes like a system, or saline, less saline waters. In there, we are using these rakes or raft culture. We hang these these mussels, and they in that case we don't have to put so much feed into the system, and it is a less input system and is environment friendly also. So it is easy to farm this species and farm this one. The main problem is with, as I told you before, that because our open waters are now polluted. So in the time of pollution, we need to know the source, from where these mussels are fished out or farmed. In that particular area, pollution should not be there. As I told, it is a filter feeder, and as a filter feeder, it will consume all the things, that it will filter out all the waste materials that particular matters coming in the water. So there is a huge chance of accumulating the pollutants also. So thing is that we need to careful about while the source of the this particular from where it is fishing, it is taking out from the water. Another one is the macroalgae or seaweeds. I think all are aware about seaweeds. Seaweeds are mostly, it is famous in the Southeast India, that is in the Tamil Nadu area, the Andhra area, because there it is a huge, there is a huge bed of this seaweed, or in the natural water it is available. The seaweed is available and it is, they are farming it also. You can see some racks of these racks. This is I told about this this raft that is made up of bamboo and all. It will float in the water, and they will have this. These seaweeds are tied into these racks, and they are cultured in the sea itself. So there are coming to the seaweed. India has a rich bed of seaweed, and we have about 400 species of seaweed. And out of that, only 60 are commercially we are important. And out of that, in India now we are exploiting only 10 important species. And farming, we coming to the farming aspect, we are mostly focusing on Kappa ficus. Kappa ficus, you can see the below here. You can see that Kappa ficus. Kappa ficus is uh, uh, this is Kappa ficus, and Kappa ficus is the it is a mostly farmed species of seaweed in India, and other things, other seaweeds like Kaularpa, that is a green seaweeds. Then there are three types of seaweeds, that is red type seaweed, brown seaweed, and green seaweed. That each of these seaweed has its own distinct nutritional and functional compounds. And there in India we have green seaweeds, mostly Kaularpa and Alba, and the red seaweeds we can see Kappa ficus. Then brown, that is Sargassum species, it is very much important. And thing is that these seaweeds, we are about 0.26 million tons of seaweeds are we are harvested out from the sea, from the natural water. Now from the wild we are collecting this much, 0.26 million tons, but it is not not enough to meet the nutrient demand or export demand that we are facing nowadays, because seaweeds are an exceptional source of dietary fibers, mostly soluble and insoluble, that promotes high satiation and digestive health. And it is its mineral richness, that is seaweeds, they are also remarkably rich in the minerals like iodine. Iodine is the major constituent of these seaweeds. So you can see that iodine content, that is the green color bar, you can see it is a that is the seaweed that compared to the other fishes, mussels and all, the iodine content is very much high come in a seaweed, in a based in a seaweed, so that it is a rich source of iodine. And it is very critical for the thyroid hormones and hormone production, and it is as well as calcium. It is a rich source of calcium, magnesium and potassium also. Then they contain a very varying amount of B vitamins, and also vitamin C and vitamin K also, and which make them this unique. Which what make them unique is their polysaccharide content. That is a polysaccharides like carrageenan, agar, and alginates, fucoidans, and these have various functional properties. These make it unique. These seaweeds. Coming to the another aspect of seaweed, that is another some advanced aspect. That is recently it is considered as the prebiotic properties are also considered nowadays. Prebiotic in the sense it is that powerful prebiotic properties and their ability to make these to modulate our gut microbiota. You can know about the dysbiosis and eubiosis. That is we have beneficial bacteria in our gut, and these non these not another group of bacteria are there that are not good for our gut. So from this dysbiosis to eubiosis, that is we have to convert our gut to a eubiosis or the good bacteria that rich gut. So in for that activity, that for maintaining the good the health of our gut, this prebiotics has a great role. Prebiotics in the sense the polysaccharides like flucoridins and these alginates and these alvans. These are from the seaweed species, are largely they are resistant to the human digestive system. That resistant to the digestive system means they will reach to the gut without any effect. So they will they will reach to the gut very intact, and where these things will be acted upon by the selected beneficial gut bacteria like bifidobacterium and lactobacillus species, and they will promote it will promote that particular prebiotic that polysaccharides will promote the growth and activity of this particular bacterial species, and this fermentation of this will create short chain fatty acids, and the short chain fatty acids will like acetate propionate and butyrate. These are vital for the maintaining the integrity of the colon lining, our colon lining of our colon, and also providing energy for the colon sites and exerting the highly immunomodulatory effects. Furthermore, these specific seaweed extracts have demonstrated direct immunomodulatory properties influencing the immunocell activities, and also there are for India that incorporating seaweed components into the traditional snacks or functional foods could be a unique way to enhance the gut health in the population. For that, we need to create more awareness also. And nowadays in India, under the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana also, there are so many schemes are coming, and the government itself is very much interested to promoting the seaweed farming to by knowing its importance, the seaweed, but that is a nutritional profile of the seaweed. It is such a very vast source of many important resource nutrients that the government itself is promoting the farming of seaweed nowadays. It is very much important in the marine ecosystem. So another one after this macroalgae or seaweed, we will this is just a plot that showing the comparison of various components of different this one marine organisms that come in comparison to the beef and chicken. That is chicken breast is the green one. There is a protein, you can see protein, carb, then EPA is a short chain this fatty acid that sorry. So it is showing how much important our this marine this one marine foods, that is marine organisms are. It is if we saw some mackerel is the blue color. You can see that the mackerel is a rich source of vitamin B12 and also iron, this one EPA, and also a rich source of other this lipids and this proteins also. The mussels, they are high muscle is purple color. You know that the purple, you can see that purple color one is rich in vitamin B12, iron, and zinc. These are very much important micronutrients. So from this plot it is clear that how these marine organisms are important in comparison to the land terrestrial organism. I'm not saying that it is terrestrial organisms are not required. Terrestrial organism food source also important, but I am showing the importance of the marine food sources. Next, previously it is a macroalgae or the seaweed. Now it is microalgae or the microscopic organism, unicellular powerhouse of the ocean. That is, they are poised to become the major nutrient of our protein rich the mutant because this spirulina and chlorella, this type of things are very much protein rich, and 50 to 70% of their dry weight is with a balanced essential amino acid profile. That is their very good source of protein. And India has a growing domestic production and consumption of this spirulina and chlorella. You can see that powder, spirulina powder, and that. Schistoscriterium species powder. DH is a Schistoscriterium is a rich source of DHA and EPA, and about 24% weight by weight and 12% weight by weight. These are sustainable and vegan friendly because this now till the last one, that seaweed and microalgae, these are vegan friendly because they are totally plant based, not an animal based one. And this is a good alternative to the fish oils and for the vegetarians, and a potent antioxidant rich in carotenoids and beta carotenes. Then it is a rich source of vitamins and minerals also. Then high productivity in controlled bioreactor system. There is total controlled bioreactor systems are there to minimizing to the environmental footprint, that is the carbon footprint also. In the right side you can see the nutrient profile of this spirulina. Next, the fermented marine product, because I couldn't see any fermented marine products. I think this mostly it is in India. It is the inland fishes, the freshwater fishes are mostly fermented. This fermentation, it is a traditional aspect and the traditional knowledge of our India. That is a long back we are using this study, these fermented foods. They are enhancing the health through the fermentation. That is, these fermented foods are mostly these processes involves microbial biotransformation, that is often by the lactic acid bacteria, which is not only extending the shelf life of this product. That is basically it was practiced before to increase the shelf life of the fish. And in addition to the shellfish increasing the shelf life of the food, it is enhancing the nutritional value, and they can introduce beneficial these probiotic strains that may colonize the the human gut, and it will confer the health benefits. Then fermentation also can significantly enhance the nutrient bioavailability. It breaks down the complex proteins and carbohydrates into very much simpler forms and more digestible forms, and it will increase the absorption of vitamins and minerals. So it is a gut associated, that is a lymph tissue, that is it fermented products, they interact directly with this galt or the gut associated lymphoid tissues and influence the these our immune responses and promote overall gut and the immune health. Coming to the next slide, it is valorization of marine byproducts. That is another concept, that is byproducts, that is very much important because a significant challenge in our seafood industry is the waste production. Waste production, you all know that so much so we are harvesting out from the sea or from producing by culture, and the whatever coming out from it is a waste, and we are throwing either it back to the sea or we are throwing it out in our ecosystem. So it is producing so much waste. So the valorization of marine products, that will helps to a circular economy approach, that will help to reuse these waste products and to consume to extract more beneficial items from these waste products. Like coming to this, and these waste streams into valuable in nutrient products. You can see in the right side so many that is available in the commercial market now, that these key products derived from the marine byproducts includes high quality this marine collagen and gelatin, and which is extracted from the fish skin and bones, which are increasingly popular for their skin and joint bone health. And Indian effort in this area are now going on. Work is going on still. That is, we have to utilize it more to the more health benefits, and we can utilize it very efficiently. Another thing is the fish oil and protein hydrolysates, and these are extracted from trimmings and the viscera portion, that providing omega-3s and highly digestible peptides. That is also very much essential for our this one. And then chitin and chitosan, which is helpful applications in wastewater treatment and biomedicines and food packages. Then comes recovering enzymes or molecules with diverse functional benefits. this approach significantly reduces our waste, that is reduces the waste going to the landfills, because this usually this waste will go to the landfills or to the sea itself. But nowadays by reducing this by introducing these methods, we can reuse these things, and we can contributing to the circular economy goals. And you can see in the below, you can see the some process. There is an extraction process. So many extraction processes are now available. So to produce these products out of these waste materials. So cell-based food, that is another important thing. Like as I told, aquaculture. Now the aquaculture is in aquaculture also we have to do it in our ecosystem. There is a certain pressure on the ecosystem. But this is totally the cell-based seafood that is totally in the lab. That is a lab-based food, or that we can say it as clean fish, or the cultivating marine protein in a controlled and contaminant-free alternative. Because in aquaculture and other things, there is a problem of contaminants. As I told, we should be aware about the source, because the source if the source is contaminated, the contaminant will surely reach our body. So in the case of this clean fish or the cell-based seafood, the research is going on. Even in our institutes, in so many institutes, the research is going on, and we are we are obtaining success on that, and we are developing the lab-based fishes and often the clean fishes. And the technology involves cultivating fish muscle cells, specifically the myosatellite stem cells, in a controlled bioreactor, offering this animal-free approach. This means animal is not necessary to produce the meat. So a major advantage is the food safety and produced in a sterile environment, and cell-based seafood eliminates the risk associated with with such as microplastics and heavy metals. So environmentally, it's really significantly reduce the overfishing pressure, and also it minimizes the habitat destruction associated with the traditional fishing practices. Then ethical consideration is that it is not addressing any live animals. So animal welfare concern associated with conventional aquaculture and fisheries, and the main thing is that the acceptability among the population. That is the part we have to consider, and policy should be coming, and is necessarily created, and the guidelines should be produced. That is in the future, I think it will come up. And this certain marine and bioactive compounds, because we couldn't leave that part. Marine bioactive compounds, it is a functional benefit for human health. Then OSHA, that is ocean-derived molecules that with a therapeutic potential, that is the marine bioactive compounds. And besides these marine nutrients and marine organisms are treasure for this bioactive compounds, we find unique polysaccharides like this one fucoidants, anti-inflammatory, then laminarins, then carotenoids, then astaxanthin, anti-inflammatory, these things, peptides, proteins, polyunsaturated fatty acids, and phenolic compounds. Their mechanism of action, they are either exhibits antioxidants, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, antiviral, antihypertensive. That is, there are so many activities are there for that is highly relevant for managing lifestyle diseases prevalent in our society. So in that scenario, it is very much essential. These technologies, that is these particular compounds, these compounds highly relevant in our system. Next is advanced extraction processing and preserving these bioactive integrity. That is certain extraction methods. That is just for your information, I just listed out this part. There are green extraction methods and certain membrane technologies. These extraction methods. These two, they are given. They are very great innovations that to harness the potent marine bioactives, advanced extraction and processing technologies. This necessary is very much essential to extract out these compounds. For that purpose, these innovations are very helpful, and it is these technologies are critical for developing a high quality nutraceuticals and functional food ingredients from the marine resources. Next is encapsulation delivery system, because all things are there, but whether it is effectively reaching the target, that is the final thing to be considered. Because if it is not reaching the particular target or targeted cell or area, there is no use. That is encapsulation and delivery system is another going advanced that is research area that is now we are this one going on in this marine resource area. These bioactives such as these omega-3 fatty acids, they're highly susceptible to the degradation in from light, oxygen, heat, and harsh acidic environment of the stomach. So these significantly impact their stability and ultimately their bioavailability. So this type of micro encapsulation and nano encapsulation techniques, these are very in this method very active compounds are entrapped within a protective matrix, and this protective matrix often made from this one natural polymers like alginate chitosan. As I told you, the chitosans and alginates, these are the natural polymers, and they will be protective matrix will created by these materials, and then this shield that improves the stability of this particular compound and can mask any undesirable flavor or odors of this product, and allows for a controlled release of this nutrient in the body. So is nano encapsulation is a step further, that is utilizing nanoparticles like liposomes and polymeric nanoparticles. They will significantly that aim is finally the same only, to improve the bioavailability and even allow for targeted delivery of the nutrients. Ultimately, these advanced delivery system, they optimize the nutritional impact of the marine supplements, and they will ensure that these products will, our compounds will be absorbed effectively. And this is a vital area for the effective supplement formulation in India, where supplement use is growing nowadays. So this area is very much important. Next comes the nutrigenomics and personalized marine nutrition. That is some recent topic. So actually, this is a gene nutrient interaction. That is about the nutrigenomics. That is a cutting edge field. That is there's a recent area that is investigates the intricate interactions between our individual genes and nutrients we consume. That is what I want to say here is that the we need to know that is each person is different. So polymorphism, that is genetic variations are there, genetic makeup is different. So we need to confirm whether what is some, if we are giving if there is a everyone can't utilize everything. So why some individuals might still have an omega-3 deficiency despite consuming our products, that is the thing we need to know. For that, we need to know the genetic makeup. That is a genetic makeup of each individual is different. This knowledge can then be applied. This knowledge we can apply to a precision dietary recommendations. So that type of studies is very much essential, and that is just for example, just we have tailoring the type of dose of a marine fat or protein or bioactive, whatever it is, for an individual based on their unique genetic makeup for optimal health outcome. This hold a significant promise in our that is a personalized nutrition diet this one counseling in our country, because a molecular in that nutrigenomics that is also aid in biomarker discovery, that is identifying a molecular marker indicator that reflects an individual's response to the marine nutritional interventions, or that will help to guiding a personalized plan. Next is climate resilient. Some of the climate resilient marine food systems nowadays, because climate change is a serious issue now. So ensuring a long-term supply, we need to focus on to implement some advanced technologies to maintain our culture system and all. Because sea cages, because you all know, for example, right side you can see submerged cages. Nowadays we are using surface cages. We are using CMFRA also. We are doing so many research on that. on, and we are doing sea culturing the sea fishes in these cages, in surface cages. But nowadays the sea is getting more rough. So for protecting the water, for the cages, we are now their focus are now coming on these submerged cages. So their disturbance will be less. In other ways, offshore cages, where deep sea cages, where the disturbances will be less, because the we need to adapt to the environmental changes for a continuous nutritional assess, because this climate change is a reality. To ensure a long-term nutritional assess, we need to focus on this to develop this type of methods, or to develop the strains of marine fishes or green mussels or seaweeds, whatever it is, which can, and that is for based on genetic selection and all. We have to to focus on selecting a particular fish species that have an enhanced tolerance to such conditions, that with the increased temperature or ocean acidification, etc. So diversification of the cultured species, that is cultivating a broader range of species, is more resilient to the specific climate impact, is also another focus area to be done. And nowadays we have so many early warning systems based on our models are there. Our studies, the ocean studies help us to produce so many satellites data, remote sensing data. We can predict so many incidents of harmful algal blooms. So we can say that harmful algal bloom is going to come in the particular area. So we can avoid such area, and we can go for capture fishing, catching fish in another area, so that we can keep our food devoid of these type of pollutants. Next is marine microbiome engineering. That is a another thing, that is aquafit for probiotics, that algae bacteria symbiosis, that understanding the engineering the beneficial microbial community associated with the microalgae, that is and seaweeds, to enhance their growth and decide nutrient production. That is uh, we all know this particular seaweed has so many micronutrients. We are focusing on particular nutrient, that is omega-3 fatty acid, that we have to engineering that particular seaweed based on that, and optimizing optimizing marine organisms and their gut health impact. Then aqua feed probiotics, then impact on, that is a, we know that there is a show the gut flora and this thing, that we have to convert our gut, that is for maintaining a healthy gut, we need to maintain this optimizing our this nutrient input. That is a discovery of novel metaboloids produced by marine microbes that could impact human health. Indian research is now, we are exploring marine microbial diversity for health applications. Then marine biotechnology for a precision tool for enhancing the nutritional value and sustainability. That is a we know that, as I told, the genomics and this one, proteomics, they are helping, that marine biotechnology now allow us to identify the genes and proteins responsible for a desirable trait in a marine organism. That particular, for as example, the this one fatty acid production, or iodine production, or this particular micronutrient production, we have to identify the genes and proteins responsible for the desirable traits such as rapid growth. And this type, after identifying these genes, we need to edit that genes. That is precision editing. There are so many that we are now advanced for that type of editing, and improve disease resistance for leading to a healthier food. That is CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing technologies are now available now for that purpose. Then synthetic biology, that is a coming emerging thing, that is a designing and engineering the marine microorganism or algal strains to produce the specific high value compounds. What we need, that is, we don't need to produce all the things, so we can culture it to produce what vitamin or amino acid or novel lipid, whatever we need. We can synthesize the particular thing by editing the particular species. Then comes the blue economy framework and the dietary health. That is this is a holistic economic model that focused on the sustainable reuse of the resource for the economic growth while safeguarding the ocean ecosystem. That is nothing but the our globally what we say about sustainability. That is what we this thing what we called as sustainability. That is we need to safeguard the ecosystem along with the sustainable use of the resources. That is, India's growing focus on the blue economy is a national strategy for sustainable marine development, including its implication for food security and livelihoods. But the major SDGs, that is the sustainable development goals that we are focusing now is the life that is so many SDGs are there, out of which for SDG 14, SDG 2 is important in this scenario, that is the zero hunger and life below water, by ensuring sustainable food supply, because food supply should be sustainable. Otherwise, if we are following something methods and we are not gaining the thing for a long time, there is no use in that. We can adopt that method now because it is giving output. We can adopt it now, but in a long run, it is not sustainable. If it's not sustainable in a long run, there is of no use, and we will go back to the our starting position. So another thing is the policy and regulatory framework that is very much essential, because where we need to reduce the malpractices or the source that we need to trace the source. That is very much essential to regulate this thing, because if the safety is very much essential, very much necessary, very much essential, because when nowadays we know so many things are happening in our food industry, in seafood, especially in the seafood industry. You can see so many news regarding the use of so many additives or the chemicals to to preserve the fish, or we are in so many cases are reporting about shellfish poisoning. Shellfish poisoning means the consumption of shellfishes from the area that is polluted area, that will leads to certain problems, issues in the diseases in the human beings. That is shellfish poisoning. We are so many reports are coming, and then consumption of certain polluted this one green mussels collected from polluted water for a particular season that they will cause certain dietary certain bowel syndromes and certain there's issues in the gastric issues in humans. This type of so many problems are there, or chemical usages. These things need to be regulated. That for that India has we have a law, FSSAI plays a crucial role in regulating the seafood safety and novel food products in India. And also there is a need to establish a robust guideline for the novel because nowadays as I told, the research is going on and so many products are coming out. So there is a robust guidelines for novel marine ingredients and cell-based seafood for new aquaculture products that could properly cover all these aspects, because in many cases the new this whatever we are having the guidelines, that will be very primitive or old one. So in like coming our this guideline should be updated based on the the new updates on this on new updated this one innovations in our field, or the food this nutrition marine nutrition area and all. So these guidelines and policy networking is very much essential. The international cooperation is very much essential to harmonize the regulation and standards across the countries and facilitating a global trade in sustainable and safe marine food products, because for exporting we need a safe this one certifications and all, where they, because without a certificate we couldn't export anything, and our export will be collapsed, or we couldn't trade on anything also. Finally, policy to minimize and regulate antibiotic use in aquaculture are critical to mitigate risk of antimicrobial resistance in the ecosystem. So these type of problems are there. Then microplastics, other pollutants in the seafood, providing data for consumption advisories. In India, though we have FSSAI that is playing a crucial role in regulating the seafood safety and this novel food products. And then another thing is the food justice in marine system. That is an important thing, because we all know our population is so huge that we most of the time our demand, the demand of the majority of the population couldn't be met, because finally the nutrition, the everything will be for this the resources will concentrate in a particular population or a minor area, just a particular area only. So we need to they ensure that a equitable access of this nutritious marine food should be ensured to all the population, to the vulnerable population also, because in the coastal area, many coastal and island communities highly depend upon these marine resources for livelihood and food security. This type of resource depletion or resource utilization by a particular area for exports and all, that will finally affect these people. So they should be considered for this type of before utilizing this type of resources, and to us promoting a fair trade in the sense it is should ascertain that social justice and environmental sustainability were addressed in that case, and it support equitable value chains are vital to ensure that the economic benefit of sustainable marine resources reach those most reliant on them, because the small scale fishes, they are the main producers of the marine resources. They should be their secure, these things should be safeguarded before considering the other part of the population. The strategy must be developed to make a diverse, nutritious marine food product that is accessible to all population, especially in the food insecure region. This includes the reducing barriers to the this type of resources, because most of the people is not aware about anything like this. Finally, some people will consume, and most of the population will be still remain as nutrient depleted or anything like that. So yeah, finally, then another thing is the integration of this traditional knowledge, because traditional know-how is very much important, because these indigenous people, they know so many things, and there should be guidelines and policies to include their knowledge into our sustainable marine resource management aspects, and we need to include their products also, because they know so many products and items that is very helpful in enhancing the nutrition of human beings. So their things should be considered. There are fair trade certifications available in our world that will ensure that this trade is happening in such in a fair way. That is from the source to the end. It is happening in a fair way, and the basic community, that is the source, that the people in the source should be properly benefited from this trade. That is ensured by the certification process. Then consumer acceptance and dietary integration. Finally, consumers is everything. Addressing the consumer concern regarding the safety, taste, texture, and naturalness of the new marine ingredients and cell-based seafood is very much important. Education and awareness creation, that is evidence-based information on the nutritional benefits or the sustainability aspects and preparation methods of the diverse marine food what we are having. These should be given to the consumers. Consumers should be informed about their this one. They are how to prepare that one, how to prepare seaweeds, how to prepare green mussel, because most of the people will be afraid to approach that, because seaweed, what is seaweed? After seeing the seaweed or this one, people will be afraid. So we need to study on these nutritional aspects, and we need to make them aware about the product, and help and make them convinced to consume these things in a sustainable or in a mindful way, because they should be aware about the problems also, problems associated with it also. So they should be aware about these things in a mindful way. They should approach that. And for that, they need to be educated, and they will be aware about an awareness should be created. Then building a consumer trust through clear labeling and safety assessments and open communication about the production method should be there. It is for a the proper consumer acceptance for this type of things should be considered. And for a vision for 2050, there's a cloud for action, that is a diverse, resilient. Look forward to the 2050, our vision of the world, that where marine ecosystem provide a diverse and more sustainable, climate resilient array of nutritious food. We just imagine a food basket that includes not just wild caught farmed fishes. It's just that a wider range of shellfishes, cultivated seaweeds, and even cell-based seafood. Everything should be there. We should not. We don't want to lose all the things. We need everything. So for that, we need to envision precision marine nutrition, where tailored dietary guidance leverages advanced knowledge of the marine bioactive and individual genomics to optimize the health outcome. As I told, we need a tailored dietary guidance to for effective utilization of these bioactive compounds and optimize the health outcomes. A zero waste circularity. That means where marine food systems fully integrated byproduct valorization and a nutrient recycling, so that we could where there's no need to waste our resource, we can utilize it completely, because our resource is very limited. We need to utilize it effectively. So this journey requires a collective responsibility. We must advocate for a ocean health and support sustainable practices, actively integrate the diverse marine food into the dietary patterns for a healthier India. And this India's vast population that empowered to make a sustainable, healthy food choice, seafood choice, because most of the people not aware about many things. So make them aware is very much important, and to consume these things. Thank you very much for this giving this opportunity. I hope I can give some idea about the resources, and hopefully this I could deliver the things. I think I can give you a rough overall picture of the marine ecosystem and nutrition. Actually, I'm not a nutritionist or a this one. Basically a marine biologist. But the topic is really very interesting. That is why I assured madam that I can take that. Because it is a really very interesting area, and because as I told, this area need a proper policy guideline and all, because most of the people don't know how to consume it and where to approach to take these things, because these things are not, most of the people are not available, and most of the things are not available to the people. So these things need to be we need to create an awareness to the people about the products and this nutritional benefits of these things. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really a detailed session, and I know you must be also be tired, but really good session, and everyone must have known something or about the marine nutrition kind of things. And thank you so much in behalf of CNF and all. But sir, I hope you can answer a couple of questions if you're okay.
Yes, I will try to answer most of the thing.
Yeah, sure. First of all, from the audience side, anyone has any questions, so you can shoot it up, or I can ask you some questions. Sir, I think I can I can ask you the question. So, what are the most nutrient-dense marine foods that are currently underutilized in Indian diets?
That is I think you just not now clear for you what are the things this underutilized. The most of the thing I told you here, these are not utilized other than fishes, the marine fishes. Most of these marine products are not utilized effectively. Even these green mussels, that is we all know about green mussel, but it is mostly focused in a particular demographic or particular population only. It is not the diverse our whole in pan-Indian level. It is not they are not aware. Most of the people are not aware about the health benefits of that. Most of the people are afraid to consume that thing, because they are hearing only the news about the poisoning and all. That's the thing that people are. I think the people are mostly why that's why people are afraid of consuming that thing. But we need to create more awareness on that thing. And the thing is the seaweeds. Coming to the seaweeds also, seaweeds, I think nobody is consuming. Even in our those of the audience and who are participating in this presentation also not aware about seaweed based diets and all. I think that is also a rich source. As I told you in the presentation, it is a very rich source of micronutrients. And nowadays, you can see here, I think most of the people heard about the news that the PM himself is now promoting the seaweed farming in the new scheme under the various schemes. So by knowing the importance of seaweed is and spirulina. Spirulina, you know, the green, that is a powerhouse, cell powerhouse of, that's a micro unicellular organism. Not only spirulina, so many microalgae are there. They are a rich source of proteins and all. And this type of things are not consumed because to meet the needs of a large population in the future, I think we will go and focus on these things only. And I hope that is enough. I think it is answered.
Sir, good evening. Thank you for accepting my invite and joining us for this wonderful presentation. It was really detailed and like you have touched many topics totally which we are not aware. To be honest, I was not aware about this nutrigenomics and marine system and all. So it was very detailed and very happy about that. I have a very small question. Like when we read about this livestock farming and their cost on the carbon footprint, how about this seafood, whether it offers us a low carbon footprints or is a myth?
Yeah, actually, as I told, this in our seafood farming, the FCR, I told you, the FCR is very less. FCR is compared to the terrestrial organism, farming of terrestrial organism. The FCR is the basic indices that showing how much these things are. So, how much this food we have to give to produce a particular to 1 kg of flesh or meat. In coming to the fish, that FCR compared to the terrestrial organisms like our cattle or pigs, chicken, this FCR is less. The FCR less means we have to give less input only. So lesser input means lesser this one waste production and lesser this greenhouse gas emissions. Because the land-based system, that greenhouse gas emission etc. is very much high, very high. So in that sense, what I'm saying is that this carbon footprint, also that for our each and every activity for the farming practices, how much carbon emission is there, that footprints are very much less coming to the fishes. But I'm only saying about this farming activity in the coming to the capture, because in capture nowadays we are mostly focusing on these mechanized trawlers, and also in that case the carbon emission is more. But in the case of small scale fisheries like our coastal area small traditional fishing practices, these carbon footprints are very comparatively less. So in that is the case we need to consider, because nowadays mostly we are the mechanized fishing is more, but that is creating too much carbon dioxide emission, and it is depleting our resource also. But that is we need to focus how much these things, because unless we are catching more than enough to meet our and it is going on waste also. We couldn't even consume all the things we are catching from the sea. That's the thing. We are unscientifically catching it. So in that case, we need to get aware about the various sources so that we can focus on particular groups like seaweeds, farmed it, and we can consume it, and we can make the people aware about this diverse source of diverse resources that is rich in micronutrients compared to the even compared to the fish and other cattle and all. There is so many resources available. So we making them aware about them will reduce the waste production, and also the there's outputs, the carbon footprints, etc.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I think one more question from our end, and that is from the chat section. So what are the government schemes and how government is supporting this?
Government schemes government schemes on what aspect?
I think Wilson Gaikwad. So if possible, can you explain the question?
Supporting this. The government schemes, as I told, the PMMSOE, that is Pradhana Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, that is that there is so many items are there in farming. I think the farming is the thing. So aquaculture practices, that is Pradhan Mantri Matsya Kisan Yojana is there. Matsya Kisan means it is a farming practice. Kisan, fish farmer. In that there is aquaculture, like as you told, this spirulina, this everything spirulina, this backyard culture of aquaculture practices. because this CK not in the marine, mostly it is happening in the freshwater things. That is marine. They are now the schemes are available for they are trying to promote the seaweed farming, but the thing is that the seaweed farming is now mostly practicing in the sea, open waters, and this one. So that is how I don't know how much it is accessible for these farmers in our in our country. Another thing is that these freshwater farming schemes that so many like our that is recirculatory aquaculture systems, then biofloc culture, we can say biofloc. These things are the culture systems in a that is focused on to encourage the people to coming to the fish farming practices. But to know the details of this farming, we need to to go to the departments, fisheries department, the respective fisheries departments and all, because they are the one who are implementing these schemes, which this relating to the farming and all. Thank you.
Sir, ma'am, do you have any questions?
I think it's already for 5:30. So
5:30. So, and first of all, thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation and taking such a beautiful session, which we also never know the other part of the things. But thank you so much for the beautiful explanation, and we wish we can able to collaborate with you in the more and more things. And thank you so much, each and every participants who are here. And every next week, we'll see you with another session. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you very much for giving opportunity. I'm also very happy to know that you are got some idea about this topic. I am happy that I could give you to enlighten something more that you are not aware. So I think my presentation I have some what I can say this it just gave me happy to make me happy that my effort is not much helpful for you some people. So very much happy to hear that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
thank you, everyone. We'll meet in the next session in our Researchopedia next week, next Friday. Goodbye.